Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Bishop Darrell Watkins, and let's queer up seniors. Hulu's new gay series takes on loneliness among queer seniors. The invisible portion of the LGBTQ community is often queer seniors. A new Hulu comedy, Mid-Century Modern, tackles the unique challenges faced by LGBTQ older adults. Reports by Sage show they are twice as likely to live alone and 3 to 4 times less likely to have children. Created by Will and Grace masterminds Max Mutchnick and David Kohan, along with American Horror Stories' Ryan Murphy, the show is being described as the Golden Girls meets Palm Springs. The 10-episode series, which premiered last week, stars Nathan Lane as wealthy businessman Bunny Schneiderman, who decides to create a chosen family with friends played by Matt Bomer and Nathan Lee Graham. Lane describes his character as, quote, a lonely guy, end quote, who suggests the trio live together without fully considering the consequences. According to Matt Bomer, who plays Jerry Frank, a former Mormon navigating a midlife crisis, the show is about celebrating queer joy. While Mid-Century Modern shares the Golden Girls' flair for witty banter and family dynamics, it takes a modern twist. In Lane's words, quote, they always seem to be on Grindr. Hell, these people are having more sex than I ever had, end quote. With humor, heart, and a nod to the challenges of aging, Mid-Century Modern shines a spotlight on the reality of LGBTQ elders, proving laughter is timeless. It is not wasted on me that this story was given to the LGBTQ plus elder at the table. And I love it. At first, I didn't know if I loved it. It seemed a little formulaic. And then by the second or third episode, I realized it's meant to be. It's an homage to classic sitcoms, but all gay. Whereas before, gay was always coded. You always had a gay character or a gay subtext. This is just all gay, and the actors are mostly gay. Once you're in on it, it takes on a whole new life of its own. And this really is the gay Golden Girls. Bunny is Dorothy, the sardonic, witty, a little bit bitter, but also very strong character. Jerry is Rose, the super sweet and super innocent, and in this case, super gorgeous Rose character. Arthur is Blanche, very sophisticated, very charming, very elegant. And then Sybil, which is Bunny's mother, that's the Sophia character. Now, as you probably know, Linda Lavin, who plays Sybil, she didn't make it till the end of the series, and how they handle that is absolutely genius, but I'm not going to say more about that.
Well, I'm just happy. It brings out a sense of nostalgia. I only watch the trailers. Don't have Hulu. If anyone want to sponsor me, let me know. But the Will and Grace team and Ryan Murphy, is there a single gay series that is not, that did not involve Ryan Murphy?
Right, he just took over.
Please tell me.
But he's great at it.
No, he is good. And I was skeptical about the show as well. I've binged it again, third episode, and I was all in. I was afraid of, here's the typical gay characters and we're not going to see arcs, but it really does talk about, how somebody can be lonely and how they go out and find their tribe to keep them from lonely. We see an increase in LGBT senior housing popping up across the United States that is specific to LGBT, which is great because we do need those spaces, and we do have unique experiences and we have unique problems. So being a LGBT senior also then is going to present its own unique circumstances. So having this kind of cohesive family where they all live together is great, and the show is good. So you can come over and we'll have a watch party.
It is something that I think that this is a sort of a larger story than just the show. Is how are we connecting for seniors in the LGBTQ community, both in this show but also in Wilton Manors, in our country, because it's hard for a lot of even if you're not queer. It's like my grandmother is a straight one, but she's 97, lives alone. That's not necessarily easy. Can't get her to move. That's a whole other story. But for a lot of people, what are our plans as queer people when we get older of who we're going to live with? How are we going to deal with all that?
Well, the queer cultural reality is that a lot of us never thought about we'll get to be older. Right. The AIDS crisis was nearly 30 years ago. all. It was, now, yes, we now have PrEP, we now have effective medication, but a lot of people just don't expect us to live. And even inside our community, we never expect us to live that long. So the senior care thing was just put on the back burner. And now we have literally a quickly growing generation of seniors, and we need to take care of them immediately.
Gay men now have old people problems.
Right.
And like, what's all of a sudden everyone has prostate problems and colon problems, because you would have after 50, but nobody lived that long. And so, but now that we have, that we can manage HIV, now we have the issues we would have had with aging anyway.
And everyone's living older. And I mean, my grandfather lived to 100. My grandmother's still alive at 97. And so to also see on the show a gay character taking, having his mother live with him, I mean, that's a whole nother thing. Like, we don't think about, having our family live with us, and, maybe you are estranged from your family, but then they have to come back. So I think there's some really great social norms here, but it's lighthearted, which I think, we have so much serious stuff, so that this is good. It's lighthearted, but there is some
you laugh
serious.
and laugh. But by the last 2 episodes, I also cried a little.
Agreed.
And also, I just want to point out, these guys, they are, as is often the case, they are urban gays. So it's on TV, they're urban gays. One is from Atlanta, one is from New York, one is from Palm Springs, and they all wind up in Palm Springs. But what about the queer person in Hope, Arkansas? What about the queer person in Broken Bow, Oklahoma? And so, if nothing else, I hope this gives people a hope of what they can create wherever they are.
Absolutely.
So maybe probably a little easier in urban areas, but you can have community anywhere.
Absolutely.
And chosen family, community, bonding, that's the answer for a lot of problems. Well, that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ story